Hi there. This time I'd like to talk to you a little about our form of government. Now, I do hear a lot of people saying, we don't live in a democracy, we live in a republic. That is just pettifoggering bullshit. We live right now, and we have lived for 2.5 centuries in a democratic republic. Yes, it is a republic. We have an organized form of government operating by rule of law. The citizens as a whole do not make and enforce all the laws. We have 3 branches of government designed to do that. That is a republic. But it is a democratic republic. We, the citizens, get to decide who will be part of our government, and if we don't like what they're doing, we get to replace them. That is democratic. Our form of government is both democratic and republican. It is a democratic republic. Now, there are other kinds of republics. For the sake of simplicity, let's just refer to them as aristocratic republics. In an aristocratic republic, the structure can look pretty much the same. That there is a government which creates and enforces and interprets laws, and all citizens are required to follow those laws. The big difference is that in aristocratic republics, average citizens have little or no voice in their government. The people who run the government are selected by a small group of human beings or other entities, and only these aristocrats have any real political power. Now, we, the people of the United States of America, have established a democratic republic which has worked pretty darn well for us. It is based on the principles of the Declaration of Independence. All human beings are created equal. We are endowed by our Creator, not the Supreme Court, with unalienable human rights. And government's main job is to secure those human rights. And we, the people, can replace that government if we don't think it's doing its job. Now, for most of our history, both political parties have understood that a democratic republic is the best available form of government. And although they have had some different ideas of how to achieve an ideal democratic republic, neither party has wanted to change our government into something else. The Democratic Party has never advocated changing our government to one that is not Republican, and the Republican Party has never, before, advocated changing our government into one that is not democratic. But over the last 40 years, the Republican Party has been taken over by people, and corporations, and other entities who want to replace our democratic republic with an aristocratic republic. Now, these aristocratic Republicans don't like our form of government. They don't believe in the principles of the Declaration of Independence. They believe that we are inherently unequal. They do not believe in human rights. They believe in aristocratic privileges. They believe that government's main job is to keep the aristocracy in wealth and power, and they believe that we, the people, should just shut up and do what we're told. Now, interestingly enough, these aristocratic Republicans don't really agree amongst themselves on who the aristocracy should be. Some of them think that large corporations and other economic entities should control the government. Some of them think that a small group of religious leaders should be telling us all what to do. And some of them think that only people who are born into wealthy families should have any rights and privileges. Some of them even seem to think that, maybe even a republic is a bad idea, and we'd be better off with a dictatorship. Actually, there's a lot of them. But they are all united in one thing. They believe that the Declaration of Independence was wrong. They do not believe in unalienable human rights, and they do not believe that the government's job is to protect the rights and freedoms of individual human beings. Now, they have been using propaganda and racism and xenophobia and a whole variety of corrupted institutions to get as many people as possible to vote for them in spite of their obviously anti-democratic agenda. And they have been so successful that now they are passing laws, especially in the states, designed to keep people who do not buy into their propaganda from having their votes counted. We are in imminent danger of losing our democratic Republican form of government. Now, what will come next is hard to say. If they are victorious, this aristocratic Republican Party will split up amongst the advocates of various different aristocracies, and well, no one can predict which faction will ultimately grab power, but one thing that is certain at that point is that we, the people, will no longer have a voice in choosing who or what will be in charge. And that very situation is what the Declaration of Independence called tyranny. But there is a way out. We can save our democratic republic. First, we need to vote out of office as many of these aristocratic Republicans as we can. And what will happen as they lose power will not be a total victory for the Democratic political party and a one-party state. That is not the way it works in a democratic republic. No. What will happen is that all the politicians who are left, those currently call themselves Republicans, those currently call themselves Democrats, will shift around and coalesce into two political parties. Now, they may be called Democrats and Republicans, they may be called Whigs and Federalists, or they may have totally different names, but, well, you see, this kind of thing, a juggling of political parties and even a reversing of their ideologies has happened before in our history. We have always ended up with two major parties advocating more or less different ideas on how to better govern our democratic republic. What has not happened before, and what we must not allow to succeed, is a political party going rogue and trying to overthrow our democratic republic. until this aristocratic Republican Party has been defeated, we all need to vote against them like our rights and freedoms and those of our children and grandchildren depend on it. Because they do. Thank y'all for your attention. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you'll join me again sometime. All of my videos are available at www.daffwold.com.